Okay, welcome back. Part 4B. In the last part, the Englishman right found Alchemist, the guy that he wants to meet, the guy who has the magical power and can turn lead into gold. And in the last part, right, Santiago, he met the girl Fatima, the last one, right? And then he was in love with this girl Fatima. I think you will see in this chapter, in this part, or maybe in the coming part, I guess, the Fatima, the Santiago will marry her.
Um, but he's a little kind of confused, a little frustrated, the Englishman, because he goes to the alchemist. He says, "Oh, great! I finally found you. Teach me how to make gold." And the alchemist does not tell him. The alchemist just asks him. He says, "Have you tried? Have you tried to do it yourself? Have you tried to make gold?" And the Englishman says, well, no, not yet. I haven't tried yet. I've just been reading about it. I thought you would tell me." But the alchemist says, "No, go. Okay, your first job, go try. Just go try yourself. You need to try."
So right, even though the Englishman found the alchemist did not tell him like how to turn lead into gold, how to make gold, basically. The Englishman, I think his idea, his belief was shallow. We could say this, not deep. I think you will see Santiago. You will see his beliefs and his ideas and everything about him is really deep, deep, deep. But the Englishman is, you can see, is very different, right? In life, you can see there are people who don't make the efforts, and I mean all our efforts. We say all out, ALLOUT, all out. It means 迷宫一样, right? They don't make the all out effort. They don't make an all out effort. They don't make a lot of the all out effort, but they want things easily. So the alchemist in the sea, you can see that in the book. The alchemist does not just give him easily. He says, "Do it yourself first, and then come back to me."
Try it first. You have to take some action yourself. I'm not just going to tell you everything. Go try to do it. Okay, interesting. So then that's what the Englishman does. He finally, remember this whole time he's just been reading, studying, but never doing anything. So finally, the Englishman finally sits down and he starts trying to do it. He starts trying to actually, use the fire and the metals and tries to make gold.
So not lead, actually, metal.
But of course, so now the Englishman is he's on his path now. The Englishman has the alchemist is guiding him, and the first thing the alchemist does is to get him to start taking real action, not just books, which I think we all can understand. It's a good advice.
So basically, we can learn from this part that alchemist teaching him like how to just do things in reality, not just following the books, reading something from the books, right? We all understand that. We also need to have life experiences. I don't know why, but I read books too, a lot of books, but I prefer the realistic things and things that I can do in reality. It's much better. I can just learn faster. I can just, if I see any mistakes, I can make them better, improve. I don't know. I like reality better.
But unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, depends how you think about it, Santiago can't think about anything. Only this girl. And the next time he sees her, he runs up to her and says, "I want you to be my wife. I love you." Which is kind of funny. he doesn't know this girl. He's only talked to her about 5 minutes, and immediately he's decided already that he wants this girl to be his wife. And of course, she's kind of like, what? I don't know. You don't really know me yet. And so he says, okay, well, I'll get to know you. And so every day after this, he goes and he talks to her, right? So he goes every day to talk to her. And they do finally start to know each other, get to know each other. And finally, the girl kind of starts to fall in love with him too. And Santiago tells her name is Fatima, the girl. So Santiago finally, he tells Fatima about his dream, this treasure that he has to go get for the pyramids. But then he says, now I don't know. Maybe I don't want to leave because, I love you so much. I'll just stay here with you. But luckily, this girl she's good. He's lucky. He doesn't get a bad girl here. He gets a good girl who tells him, well, if this is your dream, you need to do it. You need to go do it. You need to go follow your dream. And if we're supposed to be together, then you'll come back and we will be together.
So you can see that, right? Fatima, right? Finally, she starts to like him. So they know each other really well. But Santiago tells everything about his dream to her. She said, well, just keep following, chasing your dream. And if we have to be together, if we're supposed to be together, we'll meet again. So basically, we can see it's rare to see in our life this kind of girlfriend. Some of them are, some of them are not, guys. Right? But Fatima is a really good one. She encourages him to just follow his dream and not stopping.
She encourages him to keep going. She doesn't try to keep him there. She says, no, you shouldn't. You need to do your mission in life, your purpose. And then if we're supposed to be together, then we will be together later. Which is very good advice. It's good because if she was kind of like more, not a good match, not good for him, maybe she would have kept him there and then he never would have followed his dream. This happens a lot. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's just do the story for now. We'll talk about the messages in a minute. Okay, then he sees the Englishman again. The Englishman's like over a fire trying to make the gold, and he's trying to do the first step, and he says, the alchemist told him, I must have no fear of failure. He says, the reason I never tried, the reason I was only reading books, the reason I never really tried was I was afraid to fail. He said, I wasted 10 years being afraid to fail. I wasted 10 years not trying. And now finally, the master, the alchemist, he pushed me and now I'm finally doing it. But he says, I'm not unhappy. I'm not sad because at least I'm finally doing it. Yes, I wasted 10 years, but at least I did not waste 20 years.
So basically, the Englishman, in the past, he was the one who was not trying things and only reading books. He spent 10 years of doing those things. The reason that he didn't try, even though he was reading, was that he was afraid of failures. But then he meets a teacher, the Alchemist. It's not about guys like making gold, okay? It's a metaphor. It's the story tells that we want to do something, but we are very scared of it. We don't want to take actions and take risks because we're scared, right? We think about it, but we don't even just try. We talk. So we never become doers. We We are like talkers, right? In English, we say talking is cheap. Talking is cheap, which means you can talk blah 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 with no stopping, but doing is hard. It's a very difficult thing to do, right? So I have seen so many people in my life that are very afraid, but they will cover, right? They will hide this feeling. Maybe it is something.
So at least I still have time. I still can do it.
But the Englishman, right, he admits, yeah, I wasted a lot of time, but now I'm actually doing that, so I'm happy for it. Because why? He finds a good teacher who supports him.
So now, the Englishman's quite happy. He's taking action, and he's moving towards his purpose. So that's great. And really, I think this is about this is kind of the end of the Englishman's story. We're not going to hear from him really much more. Next, Santiago, he's still kind of just stuck on this girl, right? He can't think about anything else. Oh, Fatima, 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 Fatima. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, so beautiful. And so he's becoming very distracted. He's not thinking about his goal. He's not thinking about his mission, his treasure, his dream. All that's now forgotten. All he can think about is the girl. And he's just walking around all the time, kind of dreaming about her all the time. And then suddenly, he looks up and he sees two birds flying in the sky. And then, boom, like a kind of a dream comes to him, right? An image. And he sees suddenly an army coming into the oasis and attacking. It's very, very clear. It's a sign. It's another dream, another sign from whatever God.
We already learned this, right? Omen, right? Right? Omen, O-M-E, omen. This is the omen.
God or universe or something, right? That there's danger. An army's coming to attack, maybe kill everybody in the oasis. It's a vision. And Santiago, oh my God. It's so strong, and he realizes, oh my God, I think this is real. I think an army is coming to kill everybody. What should I do? What should I do? So he kind of walks, and he sees a guy, like just a guy from the caravan, one of his old friends from the caravan. And he tells him the stories that I just saw this vision that an army's coming, and they're going to come and attack the caravan. What should I do? And this guy tells him, oh, you go to the leader. You have to go tell the leaders, right? Tell the men, the big leaders of the oasis. You have to tell them, warn them, tell them about this. And he says, no, they won't believe me. They're not going to believe me. They'll just laugh at me. And he says, no, they'll believe you. They really believe this stuff, right? About visions. They believe the desert will talk to people and give warnings. So, no, you...
Santiago, right? He is thinking about Fatima, right? Oh, so beautiful, right? He cannot even imagine or think about his dream anymore. But then he see the sky, and they're like two birds, like they're fighting. They're fighting, and then boom, right? An image comes. Basically he sees something. I don't know. Maybe he has some power, but he doesn't have power. It's just a joke. So he just goes to someone in the caravan, the group, right? He tells, right, something bad will happen to the oasis, and then some groups of people will come and attack in the oasis, and well, you should tell like the person in his group, right? Tells the Santiago, you should tell the leaders of this oasis. Right, the leaders. They believe, if that is true, because they believe the omens or the signs, right, from the sky or the god or whatever.
You should go tell them. You should tell them. You can save everybody. So Santiago thinks about it for a while. And, I don't know.
Santiago thinks, right, if I tell them, the leaders of the oasis, maybe they won't believe me. They think I'm stupid.
I don't know. What should I do? And So finally he goes. He finds a tent, the big tent where the top men, the leaders of the Oasis, where they are. And he tells there's a guard, of course, at the door. The guard says, "What do you want?" And he says, "Well, I had a vision that somebody is going to attack the Oasis. I want to tell the leaders."
So Santiago finally, after he decides, and he goes and talks to a guard at a tent. A tent is where you can just take a rest and sleep, right? People, they usually take tents with them when they're traveling, especially in the forest. Anyway, so there are leaders in that. So before he can talk to the leaders of the Oasis, he meets a guard, and he tells, right, I did something about what happened to the Oasis, and I am reminding you, basically, right? So okay, so I'm gonna be I'll pause here, and then part 4C will be ongoing. So thanks for listening. I think you are interested in this. And USD is not about the Englishman, right, making gold, and it's not about the Santiago who makes the stupid decisions and going to the desert and just meeting the squirrel. And it's not about this, guys. I just want you to think deeply, okay? All of these things are metaphors, okay? It's like you have to really think deeply, right? We're human beings, so these things happen to us. And, right? Okay. But it's a kind of a novel, so basically you have to think. Not all the parts necessarily, to think, but okay. So I'm going to be pausing here.